Hi everyone, I'm Dina with Mills Family Gardening. We live in North Texas, Zone 8A. About a week ago, we harvested our Irish potatoes, and today we're going to put them away for storage without a root cellar or basement. If you have a lot of garden space and you can wait with harvesting your potatoes, you can simply keep them in the ground until freezing temperatures arrive, and then you will have to dig them up and store them somewhere warmer. But since we do not have a lot of garden space and we harvested our potatoes from that large raised bed last week, I already planted sweet potatoes in the same raised bed, and they will be growing all the way to the beginning of November. And that means that I will have to store our potatoes somewhere in our house where it's dark and cool. If the potatoes are cured correctly and kept at the right moisture level, they can be stored for a year. Now, different varieties of potatoes, like thin-skinned potatoes, they don't store as long, but thicker-skinned potatoes like russet potatoes, they can be stored for up to a year. After you harvest your potatoes, don't wash them, simply rub away the dirt and then lay them in a single layer somewhere in a dark and cool place so that potatoes ideally would not be touching each other. And the potatoes need to stay like that for about 10 days at temperature of 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Now here we don't have that kind of condition. I simply kept them in a dark place, but it was not at 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and you know, our weather has warmed up significantly, but it's okay. We're working with the conditions that we have. Potatoes need to be stored in well-ventilated containers. It can be a basket or even a plastic box with lots of holes in it. I'm going to use this cardboard box, and I punched a lot of holes on each side of this box just to create some air circulation. I'm going to line the box with newspaper, and then on the bottom of the box I'm going to put the best looking potatoes without any bruises, without any cuts or any damage. For example, this potato will not go in the lowest layer. Okay, I'm going to pick the best looking potatoes and then create a single layer with them. The reason why we're using the best looking potato is that the potatoes with little scabs and cuts are going to rot faster, so I want to keep them in the upper layer so I can use them up faster. Now I'm going to cover the first layer with one piece of newspaper, and then we'll repeat our layers. And I'm going to be looking for the best looking potatoes again. For our final layer, I'm going to use another piece of newspaper. And then I'm going to put all the potatoes that have cuts and scrapes and just don't look as good. They might be green potatoes also. I would want to use these first because the longer they stay, the more chance there is that they will start rotting. And when the potatoes are green, you can simply cut away the green part and eat the rest of the potato. After this, I'd like to store potatoes in a dark, cool place where the temperature does not go above 55 degrees Fahrenheit. If the potatoes are stored at temperatures 35 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit, they will store much better. But here at our place, we don't have those conditions. So I'm simply going to find the coldest room or the coldest closet in our house and store potatoes in there. Also, I'm going to cover the top layer with a newspaper again. And then I'll have to keep the box closed to make sure that no light gets in the box, because if there's light, then the potatoes will start sprouting. Some people store their potatoes in a refrigerator, and that is okay. Just make sure to set the temperature above 35 degrees Fahrenheit. And also there is a good chance that the potatoes might shrivel in a refrigerator because a fridge will draw the moisture out of the potatoes. For that, I would cover them with a plastic bag. If you have a basement or a garage where it does not get too hot or extremely cold, those will be good places to store potatoes. If you notice that some of the potatoes start rotting, make sure to remove those from the box or from your container, because those might contaminate the whole box. Whenever you see new sprouts on the potatoes, make sure to remove them, unless you want to keep them as seed potatoes to plant next year. Also, make sure not to store your potatoes next to fresh fruit or onions, as those encourage sprouting in potatoes. Storing potatoes at cold temperatures encourages the development of sugars from starch in potatoes, and that changes their flavor. To improve their flavor, you can take them out of the storage a few days prior to cooking them, and that should should improve their taste. And that's how we store our potatoes. It works well for us every year. I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.